My wife's affair just ended, and she wants to play it off as nothing happened. I, 36, and my wife, 45, have been together for 12 years and married for 8. For about 6 months, my wife has been very distant and very protective of her phone. In hindsight, I probably should have seen this red flag. Her escapes were, I'm going to Target to return something, but then she wouldn't come home for 4 hours. I'd ask her why, and she'd always say she was just looking through the store with her Starbucks. So I didn't think much of it. Possible red flag too. This is where it really jumped on my radar, when I realized she did this every Saturday afternoon. Plus, she never came back with a Starbucks cup, and when I checked the account, it didn't show any charges. So one day I asked if I made her happy. She giggled, said yes in a sarcastic way, and rolled her eyes. I have to say, watching that hurt, especially when she used to immediately say yes, making eye contact and giving me a kiss. So what I did next made me feel bad, but I bought an AirTag and placed it in the lining of her purse. I only did this because when I confronted her about her Saturday afternoon trips, she got very defensive about it, saying she deserves time to herself, which I agree, but then said Chris likes seeing her. I was like, who is Chris? My wife said he works at the Starbucks. Anyway, one Saturday, after she left to go to Target, I was watching her location, and she did go to Target for about 10 minutes. Then she left and went to an apartment building. That's when I got in my car and went to that location. I went to the front office to see if I could get access to the apartment and told them the story. Turns out Chris is an asshole to the front office, and they were more than happy to help. They lead me to the apartment and let me in. I could hear notices coming from the bedroom, with the door cracked open a bit. I took out my phone, and from the cracked open door, recorded about 30 seconds of them doing the deed. I left and drove home in shock. I couldn't believe she'd do this to me. I know, I'm not the easiest guy to get along with. I'm a Marine Corps vet, and I've been diagnosed with Pete's Dan, a TBI. For years, I've been doing therapy, trying like hell to be the husband she deserved. This whole thing shattered me to the core. When my wife came home later, I was in a mood. So I completely shut down. Usually, she asks what she can do to help me, but this time she just said, another mood, huh? Oh, I'm gonna shower. I was like that until Monday, when I could see a lawyer. Showed my lawyer everything I had and that I wanted a divorce. He said he'd write up the paperwork and have it for me in like a week. Well, that turned into 3, because he had gotten sick and wasn't able to work. No biggie. But during those 3 weeks of waiting for the papers, my wife went back to her normal ways. Only thing I could come up with was the affair ended, but I wasn't sure. After 3 weeks, I get the papers and gave them to her. She was shocked and asked why I wanted a divorce. I showed her the video, and she was in shock at first. Then, angered that I'd follow her and record that. She explained it meant nothing, and everything's back to normal since he ended it. A part of me still loves her still, but the other part is destroyed, and the 30-second video is burned into my brain. She suggested marriage counseling, but I don't know what to do. It hurts to think about my situation, and I needed an outlet. So I came here to vent, and I guess if anyone reads this, if they have some advice or anything. I caught my wife having an affair with her brother. I've been married to my soon-to-be ex-wife for 5 years, but I have been dating her for the past 8, and I never would thought that something this crazy would happen to me. So my wife, 43 female, and I, 44 male, have been together and inseparable for as long as I know. We met at a bar after her night shift as a nurse, and we instantly clicked. My wife hasn't been able to get pregnant since she has a condition called endometriosis, which she's had for her whole life. She's always been really insecure of it and has told me to leave her multiple times since I've always wanted a big family. But it didn't matter to me. This past spring has been very revealing of this whole situation. And I just can't believe that she's done this to me. My wife has a brother, 38 male, and me and him both got along pretty well and bonded over our love for fishing and hunting. He had his own wife and kids, and I just don't understand why he had to ruin mine. I'm a constructor and I took a job out of the city that would have taken 3 weeks. Then I'd be able to go home. My wife was fine with it, and even though she'd usually come with me for these long trips, she wanted to stay home and take care of the dogs, which seems pretty normal. I left for my job, but about 2 days into my trip, I had realized that I forgot my meds and I had to go back, which was all right, and wouldn't disturb any of the work. I didn't tell my wife that I was coming back because I wanted to surprise her. I got home around 11 p.m., and I was surprised to see her brother's car in the driveway, since he was supposed to be at the hospital with his wife, who was in labor. But maybe he had forgotten something from our last meetup. So I went in, and the lights were off. So my wife was probably asleep in our room. But I didn't see her brother, which was odd, but maybe he came and crashed in the guest room. I went to my room, and I saw the two together in bed. Their clothes were on the floor, a bottle of wine was on the coffee table, and the picture of us at our wedding was face down on the side table, along with her ring next to it. This was insane, and so I immediately started yelling at the two. My wife and her lover woke up and started rummaging around looking for their clothes, which was just scattered all over. She tried to apologize and wanted to talk to me, but I was in disbelief. My brother-in-law was putting on shorts and tried to calm me down, but that just made it worse. So I took my dogs and booked a room at a motel in town. My wife was blowing up my phone with apologies and asks for forgiveness. But when I finally responded, it was of me demanding a divorce. Update. I've been talking to my lawyer, and it's settled. I'm taking the house, the car, and the dogs, and she'll get half of the money in the bank account. She'll be staying with her ancestral family, a couple states west, and she won't be any of my problem. I don't know when I'll start dating again, or if I ever will, because of my brand new trust issues from that previous event. But I'll go where the future takes me. Update again. As of now, I am a single man. The divorce isn't fully complete, but I'm never gonna see that woman ever again. It's upsetting that she's getting half my hard-earned cash, but at least I'm keeping the money consuming dogs. I'm not alone in this, although, since her brother did have a wife and kids, we've been supporting each other throughout this whole situation. I'm on dating apps, and I met this young woman. She's great. My mom thinks it's a bit early for me to be dating again, but I'm sure the woman is still boning her brother, so why don't I get in on some action too? That's all for now, but I might update later. She left me for my friend and now wants to get back to me. I'm posting this because I need to get it off my chest and get some advice. A year ago, as I started college, I met a girl. Let's call her Eve. As soon as we started talking, something clicked inside me. She was gorgeous, my absolute 10. I could tell that she likes me too. We were on the same page about many things. We could talk for a whole day straight and not get bored with each other. I was there for her 24/7. Every time she would need me, I'd come over and help her with whatever she'd need. I could tell that she was really enjoying our time together, so did I. About 4 months ago, we've met a guy, let's call him George, on our campus. He was nice, a little too nice, and I got worried because of that. I could tell that she was looking at him like she looked at me after one meeting with him. I talked to Eve about my worries, as I was very obvious about my interest in her, and she told me not to worry about him, that I'm irreplaceable for her. and he's nothing serious. A week after, they got closer, and Eve told me just to fuck off, out of the blue. She got to me and said fuck off. I was totally heartbroken as I realized I love her, and she just ditched me for a guy she barely even knows. I've spent 3 months with suicidal thoughts, completely devastated mentally, as she was my first real love. She was the first person I've felt such connection with. After those 3 months, he did the same thing to her as she did to me. He ditched her. As I saw her at our campus, she was very upset, but I decided not to talk to her. A couple days ago, she messaged me that she is sorry for what she did to me and that she wants me to come back. I don't know what to do. I still feel love towards her, but I'm hurting because of what she did to me. What should I do?